If you've been overthinking making art, then this video is for you. I have been wanting to do tiny painting for a while. I am currently in Bologna, having had an amazing time at Fabriano and Aquarello, which is a watercolor festival that's free and incredible and super inspiring. Now, as part of that, I did do some 9 by 12 inch big paintings, and I have really been enjoying that. I've created 19. A lot of them I love, some of them are okay, but I wanted to try and explore doing some cute tiny paintings of Italy while in Italy. And can you believe that I started completely overthinking this? I was like, I haven't pre-cut the paper, I haven't got scissors. I was like just trying to figure out, how am I going to do this? I like the idea of having like the cute pre-cut sizes. I like the idea of having cute tiny art supplies. I liked all those ideas, but at the end of the day, it's just overcomplicating something that does not need to be complex. What I needed is what I had, and basically what I have done to stop overthinking this and actually do this is divided my piece of paper into 9 rectangles, and I am just filling them up with cute, adorable scenes of my time from Bologna, and I am loving the results. So as I was doing this, I kind of thought, I wonder if there's anybody else who kind of goes through this, where you have like a simple idea, but then because you start thinking about the way it should be done and the way that you kind of, you have a fixed idea in your head of what it should be like, just ends up stifling creativity, if I'm being honest. And which is the opposite of what I like about this. I like that tiny painting allows me to invest a small amount of time and a small amount of supplies to create something that's going to leave me feeling so much better, so much happier. I love this idea of going from camera roll to paper, of scrolling less on Instagram and actually just spending my time creating art, of spending 10-15 minutes to create something that will bring back wonderful memories. And so that is what I have been enjoying. That's what I'm doing, and I'm just letting you know and doing this almost as a PSA that it doesn't have to be that complex. I've literally just stuck it down to make the paper smaller, and that's all I needed to do. I didn't need to go and find papers. I didn't have to go and find scissors. I didn't have to go and get tiny art supplies. I didn't have to go and do any of those random excuses that I was making for myself that just weren't relevant. So I'm glad that I've got through that random block and that I'm now painting these tiny cute paintings, and I'm glad that I can share that with you as well. I tend to paint in all kinds of sizes. My friend Leslie Strauss has written a book called The Big Book of Tiny Painting, and so if you know that you love and enjoy and only want to do tiny painting, then you will definitely enjoy not only her book but also her channel. Me, I love to paint in lots of different sizes, but what I love about tiny painting, like I said, is a small investment in time, a small investment of art supplies, and I feel like I can go from idea to creation to love it or leave it very quickly, as opposed to like 1 or 2 hours that sometimes will take me to do a finished piece. And maybe sometimes when I look at these, I will decide to make them into bigger paintings later. Maybe I'll leave them as is. I don't know, nor does it really matter, but I like that I have the option. I also kind of feel a little bit freer to experiment with these because they're small, and sometimes I'm like, oh, what if I try this color? Oh, what if I try that color? Which if I had done like a bigger painting where I had already invested a lot of art supplies, a lot of time, I wouldn't always feel as free to experiment as I do when I just have a tiny piece of paper. Afterwards, I may cut it up and see, or I may leave it as like the 9 quadrants. Time will tell. But this is the PSA, the reminder. Don't overthink it. Just do what you want to do. You don't need special art supplies. You already have everything that you need, and have fun. Don't wanna be shy. I will let my guard down. Don't wanna be shy. Bar with neon lights, talked about everything that was on our mind. Talking to you gave me butterflies. Then you took my hand, said let's leave now. Don't wanna be shy. I will let my guard down. Don't wanna be shy. I will Not only was tiny painting the ideal icebreaker for my creativity, but it was also a lot of fun, and I find it so helpful for my artwork irrespective of what size I then decide to work in. I've already kind of touched on the fact that I'm making a small investment in time if I want, and I'm making a small investment in supplies naturally because I'm using less of them for the artwork that I am creating. But the other thing is, like I said, you get answers to your questions answered quickly, and things that you do on a smaller scale have a bit more of an impact. And it sounds obvious because if I'm making a 1 centimeter mark on a massive piece of paper, that's not going to be the same or have the same impact as if it's 1 centimeter on a small, tiny piece of paper. But that being said, as a result of that, I have to be more mindful and aware of things like composition and color and values, my brush strokes. Everything has more of an impact. And so these are the skills that I then learn and can translate to bigger paintings and to other artworks, while also being in tune as to why do certain things work, why do other things not work, and like I said, all of it on a small, cute, adorable piece of artwork. In some ways, the tiny paintings that I have created inform the artwork that I create afterwards more so than the original reference. And if you are looking for a way to be looser, this could be a great way to approach it. First, using the photograph to create a tiny painting where you naturally have to simplify and think about the important things, the values, the compositions, the colors, because you can't fit it all in. And then using the tiny painting that you have created as your reference instead of the photograph that you have created. Another thing that I did was, and I guess this is a little bit by accident, but when I was in Italy, I painted so much that I ran out of ink in my pens. And so the pen that I had left was water soluble. As a result, I had to be creative, and I basically did line and wash paintings by doing the wash first. So I was playful and loose and expressive with my watercolor, and then I would go over the top with the ink pen and add more detail and more structure. And it was really fun and really enjoyable. But as a result of doing this, it also meant that I'd almost created myself a little reverse coloring sheet, if you will, where I could do the painting when I had time and it was convenient to do so, but then I could bring out those paintings and start adding details with my pens or pencils when it wasn't convenient to paint. And it just meant that I was able to make the most of those little pockets of time where you don't really know what to do and sometimes end up scrolling or doing nothing. Instead of doing that, I was able to bring out this little sheet. It's something simple, but it's something that is so fun and that I want to keep doing. And I have so many photographs that I have taken with the intention of painting, and this has been a really great way of actually going through my camera roll and through the reference guides that I have created and painting and making artwork and accepting that I don't have to finish it all there. And in fact, I've almost made myself like a little activity book that I can go back to and be creative in the times where I would otherwise be doing nothing, or where I feel like I don't have quite enough time to be fully creative. I can make the most of it, and that is what I'm really, really excited for and looking forward to. I love Italy. It is an absolutely incredible place to paint and to draw in, and I find it very inspiring, which is why I've created a number of reference guides from Venice to Bologna and other places and made them available for you if you are one of my members. This is just one of the videos that this trip to Italy has inspired, and I'll leave the playlist of the watercolor festival I went to and the art vlogs, the supplies, and all the inspiration linked in the description for you. I almost didn't ask the MVP question. If you're still watching, you are a real MVP, and I really do appreciate you. Let me know that you're still watching by telling me what your preferred size to work in is. Do you like working big, small, A4, A5, A6, tiny, credit card size? All of the above. Let me know. I'm curious. And then I'll know, you'll know, and everyone watching will know that you are a real MVP. And it'll be curious to see what we enjoy using in this community. If you'd like to join me in painting Italy, then be sure to check out those reference guides, my art membership, and my art retreat. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye and God bless.